Hi and welcome to the channel. Today we're exploring a question that lies at the root of every unwanted outcome. From personal struggles to social ills, poverty, crime, violence, and hostility. Jesus once said, "It's not what goes into a person that corrupts them, but what comes out of them." That's a powerful statement because it shifts responsibility from the outside world to the condition of one's heart. But here's the real mystery. If what corrupts us comes from or out of our heart, how does it get in there in the first place? To answer that question, we go back to the Garden of Eden, the beginning, where everything was in perfection, in harmony, in peace, and in divine order. Then came the serpent, not with violence or force, but with an idea. He planted a counter thought, an idea antagonistic to the truth that Eve already knew. Eve had two options, to either reject it or to accept it. But how did that thought find its way into her heart? Well, it was through words, through imagination, through sight, and eventually through action. The serpent said, "Did God really say?" Now, those words sowed doubt, and Eve's attention began to shift. She heard, she saw, she imagined, and finally, she acted. Now, that act of disobedience did more than just break a command. It altered the condition of the human heart. Through Eve's rebellion, a channel of imagining evil was opened. From that moment, humanity's inner nature began to fall. It became a fallen nature that is capable of generating corrupt thoughts, even without an external seed or stimuli. Now, the human heart can therefore self-plant destructive ideas through inner dialogue, impulse, and self-preservation. The very thing Paul later called the works of the flesh in Galatians chapter 5, verse 19 to 21. So we are not only influenced from the outside, the battle now also wages from within. This dual source, external suggestions and internal inclinations, continues to govern human behavior today. Jesus warned, "Take heed what you hear. With the measure you use, it will be measured to you." What we pay attention to multiplies in influence. Eve saw that the fruit was good to make one wise. And Jesus said, the eye is the lamp of the body. The eye here isn't just physical sight, it's perception, understanding, and knowledge. That means the ear and the eye are the gates to the heart and of the heart. Through what we see, what we hear, and dwell upon, seeds are planted, whether from God, the Word, the world, or our own fallen reasoning. These seeds take root slowly but surely, shaping our desires, beliefs, and behaviors. This is how environments are formed. Communities of peace and communities of crime both start the same way, through what the heart accepts and what it rejects. Jesus described this beautifully in Mark chapter 4, verse 26 and 29. He said, "The kingdom of God is as if a man should scatter seed on the ground. The seed should sprout and grow. He himself does not know how." The seed here represents thoughts, words, and influences, the substance of the heart. They do not originate solely from within or from without. They are sown from both realms. Every thought is a potential seed. If you nurture it by replaying it, discussing it, or imagining it, it begins to grow. First the blade, then the head, then the full grain in the head. And when the harvest comes, that thought becomes visible behavior, habit, and culture. So what we see in this world, whether peace or chaos, is simply the harvest of the seeds sown in human hearts, both externally received and internally conceived. We often underestimate the power of attention. What we focus on becomes our teacher. The moment we give attention to a thought, we water it, we empower it. That's why Jesus said, "To whoever has, more will be given. And to whoever does not have, even that which he has will be taken away." In other words, the heart magnifies whatever it holds. If it holds truth, it multiplies truth. If it holds lies, it multiplies deception. If it entertains selfish impulses, pride, or fear, these too mature and bear fruit. This explains why corruption, greed, and violence multiply, not merely because of external systems, but because of the fallen imagination of the heart continually producing its own seeds. Just look at any society where peace reigns or where conflict persists, and you will see the same pattern. Seeds were sown through words, through media, through leadership, through culture, and even through inner reasoning of the human spirit. And those seeds produced what we now see. We truly reap what we sow. And what we sow begins in the heart long before it becomes visible in the world. So, in closing, guard your heart, for out of it flow the issues of life. Pay attention to what you hear, what you see, and what you choose to imagine. Be mindful of both the external voices and the internal dialogues, because every seed not planted by God will eventually produce bad fruit. But every seed planted in truth, nurtured in light, and rooted in love will yield a harvest of peace, wisdom, and righteousness. So take heed what you hear. Now, that's not just a warning, it's an invitation to transformation.